Hi there, I'm Karan. I'm 20 years old and I'm located in Toronto, Canada. And I'm also one of your 2022-2023 Canadian Gap Year ambassadors. So a little more about me is I was featured on the Toronto Star as well as Canadian Gap Year Association podcast as a guest. In terms of what I do, it's a bit complicated. I am currently a banker at CIBC as well as a student at Toronto Metropolitan University. In terms of what I do at the bank, I'm a project coordinator and as well as an aspiring project manager. At Toronto Metropolitan University, I am in my third year of industrial engineering and hoping to graduate sometimes in 2024 or 2025. I'm also passionate about a lot of different things. I love to cook, I love to do photography, I love to play the guitar. I also love physical activities such as weightlifting and playing sports. And lastly, I love to bike as well. So, you probably know that taking a gap year is one of the scariest things you can possibly do.
Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something.
One of the reasons why is because society makes you think that if you do take a gap year, you will be perceived as someone who doesn't have it figured out, or someone who's just maybe wasting their life, or one of those things that is perceived as something negative. And it was all those different things that were going in my mind before I took my gap year. And plus coming from a South Asian household, that doesn't help at all. Mostly because our parents they really want us to take up one of those large roles in life, such as a doctor, engineer, or lawyer. If you're not one of them, you're just a failure.
I can smell the failure.
And so in my mind, I was just thinking, how do I help my family while making the right decision for myself, and making a long-term decision of being happy. And that's why I decided to take a gap year. Now you may be wondering, why did I take a gap year? First issue that really made me want to take a gap year was generally because my family was struggling financially. Just like every other middle-class family during the pandemic, our financials suffered because my dad had to work less hours because of the economy shutting down. And it was because of that reason we were mainly dependent on employment insurance. I remember during those times of early on in the pandemic where my dad was just thinking of how he would provide for me and my family, and like what we would have to do just in case something happens, because at that time things were just very uncertain. And it just made me really feel helpless while I was just on Zoom University, this kind of taking classes and just wanted to do something for myself, which really didn't work out for me at the time. Second issue was just career development and the uncertainty surrounding what I wanted to do in my life. At first, out of high school, I believed that I wanted to go into engineering, something that would suit me because I was always a car person. But that did not work at all because I was never really interested in cars. It was just a feeling of liking that I had for cars because everyone else around me, such as my friends who also wanted to go into that field. That's why I decided to go into that field as well. And then once I got to university and started taking those courses that required me to kind of learn more about automotive engineering and science and technology engineering path in general, that's when I realized a lot of the mechanical concepts are something that I don't understand, I don't like at all, and that's why I wanted to change things up. So that was the second reason that I had to take a gap here so I can figure things out. The last reason was just the passing of my family members. Unfortunately, I remember a lot of my family members passing away in India due to the Delta variant. That had a large toll on my family members, which really caused a lot of pain and heartbreak here within my family. And it wasn't just those passings, but it was just the ultimate passing of my grandmother, who was very close to my heart and my family's heart. That really made us have kind of made me reach that climax where I just had to make that decision. When my grandmother passed away, I remember my dad generally wanting to make a change for himself in his life, and I wanted to support him in that. So that's why I decided to take a gap year. It was because of those three main reasons that I had to stop, and I had to make a decision that I wanted to help my family. Now we're at the fun part. I took my gap year. So when I took my gap year, what happened was I had no plan.
What?
I had no idea what I wanted to do. All I knew is I wanted to make a change. That was it. that's it. Like you cannot start a gap year without having a plan, right? But I did.
Damn!
So what happened was I perceived that I was going to be taken in the wrong way from my various different relatives and my family members, that they would see me as someone who doesn't have it figured out, and like exactly what I mentioned before, someone who is just a failure. I did not want to be perceived as that at all. And so what I did was I made a plan: improve my financials, find a career that worked for me, as well as improve my emotional intelligence. So those three different things or different aspects of my life were what I had to focus on. And so now I go into my gap year with three different categories I have to improve exponentially. So now that I have these three categories laid out, I created a plan in order to improve those three different aspects of my life. Fast forward today, I've been able to increase my income and my net worth while helping my family exponentially. I've also been able to put myself on track to goals that will help my family even more, such as by buying them a home. Second of all, by finding a profession that I really enjoy. And third of all, I have been able to increase emotional intelligence, in turn giving me the answers to the question that previously did not have, that in actuality really matters. All because I decided to take a gap year. My gap year showed me how to increase my income by learning new skills and professions that I did not personally before know. Second of all, I was able to find a new career just because I discovered new people and new areas of work and the economy that I never previously never thought I would be interested in. Lastly, it's of course the emotional intelligence piece. I've been able to work on my side, myself, in turn giving me more self-confidence and inner love, just because I decided to take some time to invest in myself. And that's why I also suggest to someone who may not have the time or may feel uncertain in this moment, to take some time for yourself and just take a gap year if needed. I know taking a gap year is more so a very hard decision, but in the end I feel like it's a really rewarding one, especially if you have the motivation and the beliefs to do so. I will definitely be talking more so about why, in my opinion, it's one of the best you can make, and why it really worked out for me. That's why stay tuned for my future videos. Until then, thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.